Hey guys, Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today we have Tech Rundown number 2. This is a review on another drone, a very interesting one, something that is extremely stable and reliable. I almost feel like this could be a fantastic Christmas gift. This is the Hubsan FPV X4 Desire, and the model number is H502S. You can pick this up from GearBest, so keep on watching to check out what it does. You can pick up the Hubsan X4 Desire from GearBest's website. I will have the link in the description below. It's 164 Australian dollars, which really is quite affordable for what you're actually getting here. I've been extremely impressed with this, and at the moment right now they have a 27% off discount for 3 days. So it's the 3rd of December right now, so until the 6th of December you can get this for $164 right now. I will also have a link in the description below to check out the first episode of Tech Rundown, where I compared the Mavic Pro, a $2,000 drone, with a $70 drone. So a little bit of fun in that video there. I'd also like to thank Aussie Tech for helping out with this video, but let's jump straight into the drone. The X4 Desire has a built-in 720p camera. It isn't stable at all, there's no gimbal built in, so the footage is a little bit shaky, but it does have a 720p built-in camera. That's more so for the transmission to your actual controller, so you can see what's going on when you're flying around. I was really impressed with the performance of this drone just when it was actually flying. It was extremely easy to fly in the air, very nimble. It has GPS precise locating, so it locates to multiple satellites, which ensures that you have quite a stable, secure flight. It has altitude hold, so it's going to actually hover and hold a position, which is amazing. It has follow me, it has a automatic return to home feature, and the real-time FPV, where you can actually view what's going on your controller from the drone itself, and it's got quite a good range on it. So overall, I was just really impressed with the performance and how stable it was. When it comes to the setup though, that actually took a little bit longer than expected. You need to actually screw the propellers onto the arms themselves, which actually took me looking through the manual. So Aussie Tech and I were trying to figure this out, and we had to look into the manual to figure out which way to angle the propeller to actually tighten the screw. After we figured that out, everything was good, we thought. Then we set it up and we had to calibrate it, so we had to look through the manual again. The controller doesn't detail how to calibrate, so you really need to look through the manual. It was actually really easy though. You just pick up the drone and you basically calibrate the compass. You turn around, then you move the drone, and you turn around again. And it's as simple as that, but we complicated it by making it a hard thing, looking through the manual, and I guess not doing our research before setting up. It's one of those things, once you've done it and once it's set up, it will be very easy. And we noticed that after we got used to it, it was very quick and easy to get up in the air. You're not really going to want to take the propellers off though, because you have to screw them in, so you almost just want to leave them in and kind of store it in a safe place when you're not flying. The box actually contained a screwdriver as well as spare propellers. It contained prop guards and also a sun visor as well, so quite a comprehensive pack with everything included. The controller and the drone actually use the old school lithium polymer batteries, the rectangular brick looking ones, and they actually supply 2 in the box, so you can use either 2 for your drone and then actually set up the controller with AA batteries, or you can have 1 battery going to the remote and then 1 to the drone itself. So they technically supply 2 batteries for the drone, and then you just set up AA batteries and you're ready to go with pretty decent flight time. You get anywhere from 10 to 13 minutes of flying time, and that varies depending on the wind conditions. So in total you get 20 or so minutes worth of flight time with the 2 batteries that are included. It really doesn't take long to charge as well, quite easy to charge and set up. One thing to mention though, it's one of those old school connections where you have to kind of connect the 2 cables and then cram the cables in and then close the back. So that was kind of a little bit of a headache at times. You'd try to make sure that you weren't nipping the cable, so you're just cramming it into the actual drone. That's not a drama though, you would get used to that with time. It's just something to mention if you want to know kind of everything about the drone and how easy it is to set up. These are brushed motors, which basically just means that they are actually making contact, where for example the Mavic has brushless motors, so it's very smooth and it doesn't make any contact. It just has bearings built in and coils and different systems there. So with the brushed motors, amazingly enough, they're extremely quiet. You cannot hear anything really. It's just this faint buzzing in the distance, which is really awesome. This is also a fantastic beginner level drone. As it hovers, it holds its altitude. It does a really good job of flying. It's so precise in the air, and it's so easy to just pick up and take off. We were blown away by how precise the return to home functionality was. It landed pretty much bang on, like right where we took off. We've got footage comparing the takeoff and the landing using return to home, and it lands pretty much bang on where we took off from. That's more impressive than the Mavic Pro, a $2,000 drone. So that was something amazing and extremely impressive to see on such a small drone. We were also really impressed with how well it hovered. It seemed to hold its position quite well. I did notice that occasionally it would fluctuate in its altitude. It would lift up a little bit at times, it would come back down again. Most of the time it held a pretty awesome hovering point, but when I was flying around it did vary a little bit, so I guess just be mindful and make sure that you're high enough off the floor and obviously not close to people, trees, objects, whatever else. The X4 Desire offers a follow me mode, which is amazing for such a cheap drone, and the 4.3-inch LCD screen, it does its job. Now, it's okay, but I mean, there were times where transmissions were having issues and it was jumpy, the footage wasn't 100% set, and there was actually a time when I couldn't even use the screen. It was just literally cutting out. But besides that, most of my tests were pretty reliable, and I actually really love the switches on the controller. The GPS switch and the return to home switch, they're super satisfying to use. The controls themselves are pretty easy. It is quite a touchy drone, very nimble in the air, but I mean, to get stable footage on this dodgy camera is not likely. It's more so for the experience. You will learn a lot about how drones control and how they can perform in different situations, and seeing as this is a very stable, locked flight, you won't have to worry about any sort of dangerous flying. The Desire can also take a beating. It crashed a few times and it literally took back off straight away without any sort of issues or delay. It was honestly really impressive. It happened 3 times and it took straight off, no issues at all. So you know that this thing is quite a robust and secure drone when it comes to handling any sort of bumps or crashes. It's also very stable in the air. It's got quite a lot of features built in, and honestly this is a really good starting drone. This is a great Christmas gift, and this is something that could get someone into drones, really. It's a great starting point. So thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know what you think of Tech Rundown and what you think of this drone, the X4 Desire from Hubsan. Definitely check it out on GearBest if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching though. Make sure to have a splendid day, and peace out.